Hello and welcome to Inside Edition to discuss national, regional and international issues in depth. 17 years ago, Bahrain issued its National Action Charter, which became the country's bedrock. The 2001 document was drafted by the people for the people. It's just 4,548 words in Arabic, but clearly spells out the way forward to enhance the political, social, economic dimensions of the country. In 2010, His Majesty the King inaugurated the National Action Charter Monument, which is a long-standing witness and a renewable commemoration of Bahrain's independent will and emphasis on a consensus and enlightening choice of a free path in light of active participation stemming from genuine citizenship towards a bright future. For more on this matter, we are joined by Sheikh Hamad bin Isa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, the Director General of the National Action Charter Monument. But first, this for more.
Inaugurated in 2010, the National Action Charter Monument was commissioned by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa as a gift to the people of Bahrain. The monument commemorates Bahrain's adoption of the National Action Charter by a sweeping 98.4% majority on February 14, 2001, thus paving the way for the launch of the pioneering reform project. The monument is one of the most symbolic structures in Bahrain's modern history and links the new generation with the modern and historic heritage of the kingdom. According to the vision of His Majesty the King, the structure records the patriotic contributions of national work pioneers and includes the names of all those who voted for the 2001 Charter. It reflects the people's support for the royal leadership, the resolve to maintain the social fabric, and their contribution to enhancing Bahrain's democratic march. The building explores national history in a series of unique visitor experiences. These include the National Action Charter Show, as well as programs and functions aiming to upgrade national culture, promote national creative intellect, and contribute to educational and culture programs in cooperation with relevant national and international establishments and organizations. Through these initiatives and more, the structure instills the basis of national unity and highlights the kingdom's rich cultural heritage, all the while documenting the contributions of the Bahraini people in actualizing the aspirations of His Majesty and leading the current and future generations for further development and progress. The National Action Charter Monument is a vivid embodiment of the vision of a king and the history of a nation.
Welcome back. Thank you very much, Sheikh Hamad bin Isa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, for being with us today and answering some of the questions around the monument and the history behind it as being basically made. How and when did the idea of the monument begin, and what was the aim in making it in the beginning?
First of all, thank you for having me. The monument is the idea of His Majesty the King. It's the vision of His Majesty the King to enshrine the day the people of Bahrain voted for the National Action Charter. So it's a way to enshrine the memory of the people who voted and started as the bedrock of democracy. His Majesty the King wanted to enshrine the day that the people of Bahrain voted for the National Action Charter. And the way to do so was in this monument.
Yes.
The way to, when this monument has more than 220,000 names engraved of all of those who voted in the National Action Charter.
Yeah.
So that is the aim of this monument, to enshrine that day.
The number itself, the percentage itself, over 98% of the Bahraini population accepted and signed and went on with this National Action Charter, and it has proven to be the opening door to democracy in Bahrain. So what can you tell us about that?
Yes, exactly. And the names of those enshrined are of the total electorate, the 220,000 plus people who have voted on that day. So everyone who was voted on that day, whether they voted for or against, their name is there. They participated in Bahrain, in democracy in Bahrain. They exercised their right to vote, and that is the main principle of the National Action Charter, that Bahrain the Bahraini people start voting and start representing. First was on that referendum, and future parliamentary elections followed.
Yes.
And it shows the national duty of Bahrainis to vote and to exercise their right to vote, to keep this country in the best shape possible.
Yes.
Always. Because if people do not participate or do not exercise their right, their democracy is weaker. The stronger the participation, the greater the democracy.
Yes.
So
Sheikh Ahmed, the monument itself, as you said, it's a bedrock to the democracy that Bahrain sees, and it enshrines the people's name that have signed the document. But the monument is much more than that to the outside world. This is a monument that stands for everything that Bahrain wants to show the outside world: the democracy it's run, the freedom it has, the absolute freedom of religion, the absolute freedom of culture. What can you tell us about the monument as a landmark of Bahrain?
well, exactly. It is a landmark of Bahrain. It is a beautifully designed building. And not only that, the outer walls, as we said previously, are engraved with the 220,000 plus people who have voted. Yes. But when you go on the inside, we start with our gallery. And our gallery starts about Bahrain's, it talks about Bahrain's past and Bahrain's present, and on looking into Bahrain's future. Mm-hmm. So when we first start, we see interactive games about the name Bahrain and how it came into being, and about the history of Islam in Bahrain and tolerance in Bahrain and the many cultural aspects of Bahrain. Yes. And we talk about our, within the gallery you can see Bahrain's past in the dough making industry and the pearl diving, which used to be Bahrain's main driving economy, and then further into the future after the discovery of oil. It shows Bahrain's past and present, and it documents it in a very nice way. It's all intertwined and it's all related. Our gallery is a circular shape, so you start on the left and you go around the gallery and come out from the other side. And the aim is, when you go in there, you look at Bahrain's history, you look at Bahrain's rich past, you look at Bahrain's lovely culture and our open culture and our many aspects of our culture. Yes. And when you come out, you come out knowing more about Bahrain. You come out especially feeling closer if you're a Bahraini, because our main purpose is the main people who come and visit us are school children. Yeah. And our purpose towards them especially is to make them feel proud of being Bahraini. I want the children, when they come in, the first thing they do is look for their parents' names. And as soon as they see their parents' name, that's a physical connection to the day their parents voted, and it makes them feel connected, and it makes them feel invested in this country. It's the country, it is where the names of their fathers and their grandparents and their mothers and their grandmothers, their names are all there. Yes. So they go there and they see the link, and it's very unique. Yeah. And it's very special, and it's our responsibility that all these children coming through leave feeling invested, feeling a sense of belonging, feeling a sense of unity, feeling a sense of drive, because a person who belongs to the country wants to give to the country and wants to push the country forward, and that's the aim of everybody in the end.
Yes. And basically having these names on the walls right now, it's a monument to remember the names. In the future, it will be it is a memorial in some kind of way. Where people can basically remember their ancestors later on in generations to come that actually signed the document from the beginning. The exhibitions in the National Action Charter Monument building, or in the museum itself, there are 10 exhibitions, and each one of them details a part of history that has to do with the National Action Charter. What can you tell us about these 10 exhibitions?
Well, these 10 exhibitions mainly have to do with Bahrain's history and Bahrain's present and Bahrain's future, as I said. So it starts off with Bahrain's name, and then a little further on you go into the when Islam came to Bahrain, and a little further forward we go into the history of Bahrain, the dough making, and then into the discovery of oil and to the new industries that are coming in. And then as soon as you arrive at the monument, as soon as we start with our gallery. Our gallery, as I said previously, is it's a circular gallery. It's very unique and it's very eye-catching. So as soon as you go in, it shows you the past and the present of Bahrain. So like how did the name Bahrain come, and the previous cultures in Bahrain, and introduction when Islam came to Bahrain, and Bahrain's past in terms of dhow making and the pearl diving, and then into the future to the discovery of oil and the new industries that grew out from that. And it shows you exactly, it documents the democratic institution that started with the voting and how it all started. And we also have the outdoor amphitheater, which we have celebrations every 14th of February, which commemorates the day of the National Action Charter. His Majesty the King graces us and visits us, and the school children put on a show. And we also have the indoor theater and with the library, and it's a very it's a wonderful monument. You need to come and see it. The way it's designed and the way all the galleries are aligned is really something to see.
Yes. Now, a very important part of the gallery is that you have interactive exhibitions, or basically interactive areas of education within the gallery itself. What can you tell us about how the idea came about, that it becomes an interactive thing for the children or for even other visitors of the gallery?
Yeah, well, the gallery isn't a typical gallery. As you said, it's very interactive, it's futuristic, it has lots of films and music and videos and projections onto the wall, and there are ways to interact with them. There are some buttons, and there are some ways that are especially designed for the children.
Yeah.
The whole point of it is you want the children to interact so that they absorb the material and they come out engaged, and that is the whole point of it. We want them to come in and learn about their history, learn about their country, learn about their culture, and end up with a sense of belonging. The thing that everybody goes to are the names, of course.
Yeah.
So as soon as they come in, they want to see where are their parents' names, and we have a system over there where you enter the name and it will show you where the name is exactly, and you can go and point it out, and it's a point of pride. And as soon as you go, people young and old, they'll go see there, and you see puzzled looks on their faces, and you see that moment of joy when they finally find their name. It's a very unique experience, and it's something that we're obligated to give to everybody that comes there. Since we have this, it's a responsibility of ours, and the way we see it, it's one of our main objectives is to instill a sense of belonging, especially into the children that come and visit. We want them to come leaving feeling like this is their country and they belong to it, and they can see the names of their ancestors etched onto the walls, and it leaves them happy, and it's one of the best parts of my day, seeing those kids looking at the wall and the look on their face, the smile. They whip out their phones and they start taking pictures. So it's something very powerful, and it's something that's our responsibility, and it's a pleasure that it's our responsibility.
The Ministry of Education has implemented a subject basically in the schools for the children that has to do with the National Action Charter, not only the National Action Charter, but Bahrain in general. And one of the chapters in there is about the Action Charter itself. Do you feel that when these students visit the monument, it engraves into their brain even more what they study at school and what they actually see in real life?
Yes, well, what we do is this is the recommended time. So around the 4th grade is when these pupils start learning about the civics and the history of our country, and along that time we arrange a school trip. It's about the right age, because around that age is where you can engage them the most. So it is definitely hand in hand. There is a reason it's taught at that age, and we try to have the students over around that time. And of course we have students who are younger and older, but these are the main demographic that we focus on.
One of the things that you mentioned before is, and when it comes to the exhibitions, there's a whole part that talks about Islam and the tolerance of other religions within Bahrain. Can you tell us the importance of the Arabic heritage and Islamic religion, which are basically fundamental pillars of Bahrain's genuine identity? Tell us more about the importance of that section when it comes to people that visit the monument and people from outside of Bahrain.
The main pillar of our culture is Islam, and Islam is a tolerant religion that teaches us to embrace all other religions. So there is no conflict there. Our main identity is the Islamic religion and our Arabic culture, and through that we foster a openness and a welcoming to other cultures and other religions. As evidenced throughout the kingdom, you can see all different types of cultures and religions. We are a melting pot. We have been for thousands of years.
Yeah. Well, how do you value the visits that a lot of foreign officials do when they come to Bahrain? They visit the monument. How do you value that?
It's an extreme point of pride to show off a landmark of Bahrain. And when the guests of His Majesty the King or the guests of the government come and visit, it's a point of pride to show them Bahrain's present, Bahrain's future, and we really have it in a unique monument. I've never seen anything like it, and it shows you a lot of aspects of Bahrain in a very unique way, and I'm very proud to have that responsibility.
Alhamdulillah. What are the most common questions that are asked from dignitaries or delegates when it comes to the history of Bahrain when they go through? I mean, I'm sure there are like certain questions that people ask where they want to have more elaboration on a part of the history of Bahrain.
Well, it's varied actually. I mean, I can't think of a single question, but they're all astounded by the engravings, and they usually come day or night, and they would want to go and see the engravings. I mean, it wasn't initially within our tour, but due to popular demand, we put it in there. Usually we just point it out and show a few names, but they keep on walking and looking. They want to see the extent of it because it's 220,000 names, and it's all over the monument, and the monument is really vast on the outside, and it's something of beauty to behold. At day or night, the lighting at night is it makes it very beautiful as well.
The monument itself is a extraordinary architectural stand or basically a building. What can you tell us a bit about how it was basically built, the architecture behind it?
Yeah, well, His Majesty the King gave the responsibility to Deputy Prime Minister Sayyid Jawad Al-Arayil, and under his eye, the design was given to a Bahraini company, Al-Saigh, and they designed the building beautifully, as you can see.
Yeah.
And the contents within was also under that process. And as soon as it was agreed with the king, the process of building took about 5 years, and then His Majesty the King inaugurated it in February 14th, 2010.
Yeah. Amazing. The monument celebrates different social and traditional occasions along with the people of Bahrain through a number of annual initiatives. Tell us more about these events.
Yeah, well, our main celebration comes on February the 14th, the day of the National Action Charter, our main purpose there. And we also hold His Majesty the King on the day of the martyr, December 17th, holds a ceremony at the National Action Charter. We're aligned with it. And we have several things several other exhibitions throughout the year that are not set in stone. We're working on them all the time. So it's not something that is other than those 2 dates, everything else is
Yeah.
different.
But these two dates are important, and you have some cooperation when it comes to celebrating, especially the National Action Charter with the Ministry of Education. What can you tell us about the cooperation there?
Yes, well, we are a part of the Ministry of Education, and within the Ministry of Education there is a big celebration on that day that mainly focuses on the school children, and it's a show of that national pride. It's a celebration with song and to commemorate that day, and we're graced by His Majesty the King on that day, and the school children do that show, and yeah.
Is there something that you look forward to? Is there like, do you try to make it different every year than the one before that? What's the most memorable, basically, celebration that you've had over the past?
Well, I've only been there once. It's only the 1 year, so it was an amazing celebration, and our brothers and at the Ministry of Education do an amazing job. It is something to witness. I mean, I recommend everybody have a look on TV and see it on that day. It really is something good.
What are your future plans, and what are your upcoming projects?
Well, we're always working on different projects and ways to incorporate children visitors to the National Charter Monument. And we're working with the Ministry of Education and with different schools all the time on different aspects of it. So we're always working in that aspect, and we plan to have many events throughout this year and the next.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Is there also other cooperations with other entities or ministries from Bahrain that basically join in these celebrations, whether they are the Martyrs' Day or even the National Action Charter?
Well, not on those 2 days, but we have cooperation with ministries all the time. Different ministries come and have their events at the National Charter Monument. Because of our theatre and because of the facilities that we have, we're able to accommodate them, and they love coming over and we love having them.
Sheikh Hamid, before we come to the end, if people have more questions for the National Action Charter Monument, they can look it up online and they'll get a lot of information. But what is something that you would like to add at the end of the show now?
Well, at the end, I'd like everybody to know that the National Charter Monument is a monument that needs explaining because it's very unique. It's a monument and a building that enshrines a day where the people voted and put hand in hand with His Majesty the King to protect what the country has gained and to push the country forward. So it is a monument in which it shows the national unity, and it tries to embed the feeling of belonging to this country, and it does that in a unique way. The main role of the National Charter Monument is to enshrine that day and to embed a sense of belonging into the people that come and visit it, and it does that in a unique way because it is a very unique monument, and yeah.
Yeah. Bahrain does not only have the National Action Charter Monument or the National Charter Monument, it also has other museums available. But the monument itself, or specifically the National Action Charter Monument, is detailed in a different way than Bahrain National Museum, than other museums that are available. This uniqueness does not only come from the uniqueness of why it was built or the history it was built, it also comes from the studying, the historians and everybody that basically put their hand together to make this a unique landmark. What can you tell us about how long it took to build the exhibitions, particularly the ones that pertain to the National Action Charter?
Well, the process from start to finish took about 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was not just the building of the monument itself, but indeed the exhibitions within the monument. And as we've stated before, it's not a static exhibition. It's very interactive. It's very well thought out. And as long as the building took, I'm sure the contents took longer, because it is very well thought out and it's very sequenced in a way that catches the eye and catches the imagination. I have yet to see someone yawn or be anything but open-eyed as soon as they go in there. We've had people come over and over again, and it's the kind of monument that when you see it the first time, it's definitely different, but it's so unique and it so catches the imagination that people want to come over and over again.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. That was magnificent. Thank you for being with us and giving us all of that information.
Thank you for having me.
This brings us to the end of our episode, and we would like to thank you for watching us and see you next week in another episode of Inside Edition.